Attack on Titan is back! Yeah! Woo! Attack on Titan! It's the return of Attack. It's still alive, just like Tupac. Yeah! Thank you for joining me. It would appear that the latest season of Attack on Titan has returned. I'm very excited about this, and I would like to recap and review the latest episode. There will be spoilers ahead. Thank you. Yes, so Attack on Titan is back, and we are all very, very excited about it. Now, there's a lot to talk about with this episode titled Judgement, so I want to start by recapping all the major plot points in this episode, so everybody's caught up. So, we opened on the results of Levi and Zeke's little dance with death, and it shockingly looked like everybody's favourite badass and cleaning enthusiast had bitten the bullet. But it became clear soon that he's still alive and kicking, minus the kicking, after Hanji refused to let the Jaegerists check his pulse themselves. We then saw Zeke emerging from the Titan who ingested him, and learned that he spent some time in the path being rebuilt. I'll tell you, this bit made me very angry. Damn you, Zeke! Afterwards, Hanji made her escape with Levi. We then went straight back to see Marley's attack on Paradise, leading on directly from the cliffhanger of last episode. Despite Yelena's pleas to get him to hide, Eren did his Eren thing by going out to pick a fight with the invaders, but ended up getting massively outnumbered. Finally, Onyakapon attempted to convince the scouts who were still locked up to come out and save Eren. They were understandably unsure about what to do, leading to some heavy words, but the episode ended with Armin seeming convinced that Eren's intentions are purer than we would think. So, in typical Attack on Titan fashion, the first thing to truly note about this episode is the new OP. And boy howdy does this one absolutely hit harder than a thunder spear. The chosen song, which is called The Rumbling by Sim, or SIM, I'm not entirely sure. Either way, the song itself is absolutely awesome. It's got tons of gravitas and it is super heavy, way heavier than I was expecting, but feels perfectly fitting for the finality of this season. Regarding the imagery, I've got to say, I absolutely love the whole Eren being a proper angsty anime protagonist. He even gets a chance to do his best Josh Greeley impression by letting out a huge scream, and that looks excellent. Finally, I am utterly obsessed with the silhouette of the scouts on top of the wall. I mean, Now, onto the episode itself. I'm going to talk about one of my favourite aspects of Judgement, which surprisingly wasn't the action-oriented moments, it was the core conflict of the second half. After seeing the scouts get released from their holding cell and given the option of saving Eren or leaving him, I truly felt invested because I understood how conflicting an idea that was. In typical Attack on Titan fashion, a lot of the beauty of the show comes from how gosh darn blurred the lines are. As much as you want the scouts to go and defend Eren, you completely understand how they might feel betrayed by his actions, and that inner conflict is exactly what makes the show so exciting. And a personal highlight for me had to be Connie. Just as soon as Onyakapon opened that cell, he was on him and he was furious, and that was excellent because this is a character you normally don't see any fire from because he's light comic relief at most. So it was awesome to see him getting passionate about something. Plus, more than just being a nice moment for Connie, it was a real good way to show the severity of this situation because he's a character who's normally untainted by these sort of things. Next, it's important to talk about what is essentially the other half of this episode, which is the battle between Eren, Pieck, Galliard, and Reiner. And I'll say, yeah, it was pretty cool. Maybe it wasn't as explosive as I was expecting. Now, the last episode cliffhanger really had me thinking this was going to be an assault level, showdown. Really, really epic. And overall, it was a little bit more reserved, a little bit more patient. But I think that was the right move. It feels like the first step, maybe the setup to a much bigger showdown. And it's a smart idea because that way you're not spoiling the audience right off the bat, and you're going to allow to build up to something better. At least that's what I hope. I'm very much looking forward to the next couple of episodes to find out if that's correct or not. Overall, I'll say this episode, it definitely felt like an opener in a way. Typically, with Attack on Titan, you have something a bit palate cleansing and subversive in order to get you invested right away. But I think this episode made the smart decision of just continuing straight on from the last one. That way, when you watch this whole final season in its entirety, this will just be another step as opposed to a sudden dramatic change. Maybe it's a little bit less exciting for our long wait that we've had, but in regards to the whole 24 episodes in itself, I think it'll make it flow like a little babbling brook, which is a smart move. One criticism that I am going to lay out there is in regards to the animation. I feel like with Attack on Titan, we're pretty used to seeing really clear, defined lines on the characters, and in this episode, they looked a little bit more bitty, almost Ranking of Kings-esque. I'm not sure if that's a creative decision or just a result of the really hectic animation schedule. By the way, my hat's out to you Mappa animators who are absolutely busting your butts off for this show. Us fans, we do appreciate it. But, I'm not necessarily a huge fan of it. I'll wait to see if it's something that will continue and I need to get used to, or if it's just kind of an off thing. Despite that, I thought this episode looked really nice. I really liked the CG on the Titans. I know that was obviously a really hot topic from the last season. I think Mappa have come out the gates with something, I would argue better this year. So please don't be attacking Mappa studio employees again. I think they're doing a really great job. And yes, that's that. That's our review. Obviously, I am really looking forward to the next episode. And I'm gonna say, what an awesome Sunday I had. The return of Attack on Titan and a new episode of Demon Slayer, which was really friggin' sick as well. It is a great time to be an anime fan. Yes, so let's hope that this ball keeps rolling. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe and all that stuff. Hopefully I'll see you next week. See ya.